multi-phase, very broad, sweeping initiative.
Yes.
And because of that, not one person can do it. Not one person has all the answers. And so, to use your R&D example, the best thing to do is to go out into the not this community, but other communities that have found success here, and bring in consultants and have them educate us as to the process. Now, where it boils down to us, we need a task force. It's multi-phase, but a task force to determine what is it that we really need. But anyway, we just need to get an all-encompassing list of the things that the community thinks that we need, and then start microing it down, whittling it down. Which entity is going to be responsible for that? And then from a task force perspective, we all agree that we have a hard time working with the city and the county. And there's also the business leaders, there's the landowners that we might need to procure land to build facilities. And the task force would just need to determine how we make that collaboration work. I know it hasn't worked well in the past, but just because it hasn't worked well in the past doesn't mean it can't work in the future. At the end of the day, we have to have a master plan.
The city has a master plan. It's right now we're waiting on some audits. So once that's done, hopefully that will answer a lot of questions. And all of this entire complex has been planned. It tells you exactly how many soccer fields, how many volleyball courts. I mean, it's set. Right.
We're talking about much broader than that.
Well, and you talked about shooting range and, but that particular, there's a lot that's set.
Yeah, I think back on what she said, I think we do that to an extent. We have the Odessa Partnership Group, where all the taxi entities come together and they meet.
We met a couple of months ago.
Yeah, so I've been a part of some of that, and there's been some discussion on okay, we don't know. This group doesn't know that the college is going to go out for a bond, and that group doesn't know that the school district's going to go out for a bond, and the county wants to do the library. And I think the chamber is unique that we deal with every one of those groups, and that we can kind of be the logistical, the hub of all that activity. But to better educate members and the public on what the chamber does. And so the chamber, we feel like already does quite a bit of that. So we want to just kind of bolster what they're already doing. We've got the chamber journal that is in the paper. That is certainly good, but if you're not subscribed to the paper, if you're not on social, if you don't get that, you may not get it. So kind of dig into social media and kind of some new media for that, getting it out to an expanded reach there. We really talked about the testimonials that was kind of brought up earlier. Member testimonials from different walks of life, different folks throughout the community, restaurant owners, small business owners, whoever, and utilizing social media to do that. One of the things we also talked about, jumping around a little bit, but the placemat that we had that you talked about with kind of our strategic plan, using that at Citizen of the Year, the chamber, luncheons, things like that for those testimonials. Hey, I'm Joe. I own this business. Here's why I'm a member of the chamber. Because at those events, you have a lot of folks who are not members. You've got folks that just are coming to lunch or coming to whatever. On that same note, business after hours, our coffee and connections, those kind of events where we have non-members coming, using those as sales events for chamber staff to, hey, are you a member? No, thanks for coming. Here's the benefits that we have of joining. Talked about using the dashboard, the data dashboard, and sending that out via social media, via some of the new media. And then we talked a little bit about new member engagement. So when they're coming on, I know we did Chamber 101 for new members, expanding that, putting some more effort into that, and then kind of an entry questionnaire for new members. Hey, you're joining the chamber, what do you want to get out of it? What are you expecting to get out of it? And then using those results to kind of focus our efforts throughout the year.
Very good. Any questions for them? Great. Round of applause. Good job.
To retain and increase the numbers of members. And he was talking about a newsletter, hand delivery, being personal with one-on-one with them. And for that, we cannot do a year long, but we could take a couple of months to do that. The other one is develop a sheet. So that Paul Lucas was talking about, that this is what we show 10 things that we did statistically for the chamber members. So show them the opportunities that probably they miss or they have and they don't know. And this is of course prior to any renewal. Quarterly communication to them. So developing a newsletter or developing something that will be communication to them directly via an app, via newsletter, email, or anything that is possible in social
We
media.
thought that instead of just emailing
We
them,
blast it
take
out.
the
Yeah.
newsletter to them.
To them.
Yes.
The new
Yeah,
members
to
that
the
had just
new
got
members.
in, just let them know that this is out there for you, let them get that.
So,
This is
Make it more
ideally
personal.
45, 60 days before that first year renewal.
Yeah.
It-
So the small business are the one that probably need a little more push
Yeah.
than the larger business that they will not say a thing for the renewal.
It's gonna put a big strain on the staff, and I said, you know what, we can't ask the staff to do anything we wouldn't do. So we're gonna get out and go deliver those newsletters to them.
The other thing that we talk about is educating staff. Every staff person, I'm sorry guys, every staff person needs to know if the chamber grow in a year and how much. Understand, under the evaluation, it will be nice to have it. So every person from Renee all the way down, or vice versa. And include the core values. What are the core values for the chamber and what is the statistic that we have this year, even if it's good, bad or not. And the other thing is have something and have to be possible to members. Something that if I have, I don't have, I'm in the streets and just shopping or something that I can, if you're not board members, chamber member, here, just contact, reach out to someone at the chamber. Andy was talking about that. The other one is also educate our board members about the statistics and the core values. Because not all of us know why should I be part of the chamber.
sure.
Or maybe we know and we don't know how to express it. And we all want to be in sync with that. The other one was mentorship. That I think it was very important. I wish somebody would have taken me and said, Mary, this is what you do as a member. This, and this. So mentorship I think is important. And this, we're talking about board members. Why? Because if I have someone, and I do have friends who have businesses, if I know there is an opportunity for me to bring somebody in, that will be a great reach, campaign. So if I am here and he's my mentor, he will tell me, Mary, bring at least 1 or 2 people to the chamber. If they say yes or no, it's okay. Go invite them. And sometimes because I'm a little shy, believe it or not, I don't do those things because I just don't want to take anybody.
It's hard.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing, make it easy renewal. So easy renewal without us making a phone call. Can we do an app? Can we do a communication?
It's all
easy
online.
communication, but also referral discount. So if this person is struggling, so I'm a small business and I'm listening, I don't have enough to do this, but I have 3 potential referrals, names and numbers. Can you call them? As soon as they become members, I get a discount, whatever the amount is. It's good. Okay, the last one is the recognition for renewing. So it's good to have them, just for them to know we appreciate you, that you're here with us. This is the acknowledgement. Thank you so much for being part of the chamber. Either a newspaper. Well, I say newspaper. Our newspaper just run Wednesdays and Saturdays.
A lot of people do list their renewals on their Monday memos. Do y'all have a Monday e-blast?
E-blast, yes. We do I'm thinking in our journal, every month, we do recognize those gold members who have renewed, but we don't do
The small businesses.
Well,
Yeah.
the thought was if you spend $200 to $1,000, whatever, and you renew, that you could, if you had like a little ad, for lack of a better term, that said the Acme Brick Company renewed their membership. I mean, that's an advertisement that You know, for them to do that, they would probably spend $200.
Yeah, visibility
Especially
is
with
important.
electronics and all this, it doesn't cost us anything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like we're having to print that out.
Very,
Chris
very
and I were
good.
talking. He had a customer come up to him this last 2 weeks and said, "Hey, I don't know if I'm going to renew or not. I didn't get nothing out of it." Well, if we did what he's exactly talking about, you got a free ad for your membership
I mean,
and all the other things that
at
you
the
passed
very-
up on.
So we had data, benchmarking, things like that. We feel that data is very important. It directs everything that we do, and there's a lot of benefits from it. And so one of the things that we identified would be the first task would be to look at data-driven chambers in the state. Are they running dashboards? What are they measuring? What are they putting out in the community? How are they putting it out in the community? And we know that we get reports from the sectors of the chamber, and that's great, but are we doing anything with that data? So that would be our second thing. The data that we typically get at our chamber meetings, that's great. What are we doing with it? And if we're not doing anything with it, then is it valuable to track and to do those things? And so we talked a lot about the data that we collect. Where is it coming from? Is it reliable? And what are we doing with it? And really being particular on that. The reports that they give, that Laura gives, and that they give us, are they setting benchmarks for that? And where are they at with their benchmarks? Like, we wanted to be at 80%, we're at 70%. And then we come in as members and we say, okay, we need to get that 10%. This is how we do it. That is going to make us more effective, make our meetings more intentional, and directed the work of the chamber.
So
that's
quickly
what we're
go
talking
through
about.
us. Step one would be what?
Identify chambers that are data driven. What do their dashboards look like? What are they tracking? What are those points that they're tracking? And then how are they releasing it out in the community? Is it social media? Is it web? Is it an infographic? What does that look like?
Excellent. All right. Any other thing to add?
No, you
Okay.
covered it perfectly.
Very good. Round of applause.